One of the handy new features of the Signet database is the Sheep for Sale section. This is a way that Signet clients can list animals that they have for sale and commercial RAM buyers can find them. The nice thing about this function is that once you've created the group of animals that are for sale, you can also quickly create a catalogue at the click of a button or print off all the sale charts that go with those animals' records. So we're going to have a look at how to set up a Sheep for Sale group in this video. First thing to do is probably to highlight where you find this information. So if we head to the home page for a second, and then if I scroll down to Sheep for Sale, you'll find that you've got the various different breeds listed, and then it shows whether it's rams or ewes that are for sale, and whether they're for sale on farm or via auction, or whether it's semen that's actually for sale. So we're increasingly getting commercial customers looking at this page. This video explains how to populate it. So the first thing you need to do is to be signed in. You can see that I'm signed in at the moment, and I've actually got details of a member of staff here, Stuart Friswell's C47 flock. And so to set up the group, I go to Services and then down to Sheep for Sale. So if I click on that button, and if you're using it for the first time, you won't have any groups set up. I've got one group set up already because I've been using it in the past. And to set up a new sale group, I simply click Create New Sale Listing. So that gives me the parameters for my sale. I can either have an on-farm sale or an auction or a semen for sale or a non-sale group. Let's say I'm having an open evening and I want to make the information available and produce a quick catalogue. That's what I would use. So we're going to have an on-farm sale. I'll give it a name, my group, and a local postcode to here. And the most important bit next is that we've got the ability to decide when the sale runs between. So it'll pick today's date, but I can change that. And as I know this sale comes to an end on the 1st of August, I can bring the sale date earlier. So that's my group set up. If I click next, then I've got the ability to add animals to the group. So I'm going to very quickly add a couple of animals. We'll add a couple of females. We can put in a lot number, so that's optional. And there we go. Let's have another one. So we add those to the group. So once I'm happy with the animals in the group, I can save the listing. And that information is now live on the database showing those animals as being for sale. Here's my group all set up if I want to have a look at it. If I click Expand and Collapse, I can see the animals listed. If I click Renew, then that will actually move the expiry date into the future so that it's listed for longer. If I click Delete, it will get rid of my group. And if I click Edit, then it actually takes me back through the steps. So I can make changes here. And indeed, I can make changes to the animals that are for sale. So let's say I want to get rid of this one. And let's put in another one in its place. Here we go. Save the list. And then I've updated my group. So really easy to add animals to group or to change animals within the group. Then there are two quite nice functions here. One is to produce charts. So if I click that, it'll take a moment or two, but it will go off and produce the bar charts for these particular animals so I can see their breeding merit. That's quite a large file, but is a really useful one to print and take off to the sales. And the other one is to produce catalogues. So if I click on that, you can see it's created a Word document for me. And within that Word document, I can then make further edits. I can put in some notes between the entries. I might want to change a little bit of the information that's available, but it's a really good starting point for a catalogue. Now, if I open that, it won't actually show it to you because it's moving out of Chrome. So if you bear with me, I'll take you through and show you a very quick picture. We might make this a little bit bigger. There we go. And so that's the type of catalogue entry that you'll see for sheep. And indeed, this is the equivalent that you would get on the cattle side. So you can create cattle catalogues in exactly the same manner. And that's the information that you would see for those. So for the sheep, full pedigree, full set of EBVs and accuracy values, and then some details underneath of how to contact the client. So the final thing I'd like to show you, I'll just reduce the size of this a touch, is that on the sheet for sale section, there is some extra information that you might want to consider adding. So if we go to any of these, we can click on them, but we'll have a look at this Southdown for a second, and you can see the record for that animal. There's a link through to the breeding record. You can see his index and details about him. There are some notes that have been added by the vendor, and there's also a picture. So both notes and pictures can be added by Signet clients to any animal records, and we're going to do another short video explaining how that's done. So have a go at adding animals for sale, and if you have any problems, please drop us an email and we'll be happy to help.